lawlessness that has continued in the state of Uttar Pradesh. There are three separate incidents here that are coming in regarding what has happened in different cities here of Uttar Pradesh. In Kanpur, a lab technician who was kidnapped, murdered, and now a controversy has risen regarding the ransom money, which the family says has already been paid, but the police is clueless about that entire case. The second incident here that is coming in from Ghaziabad, in a gruesome case of a journalist who was shot down, a cold-blooded murder in front of his daughters. Why? Because he had dared to file a police complaint against the same very miscreants who were caught eve-teasing his niece. The third case here that is coming of a case of missing person since the 26th of June, but once again the UP police has no idea. Neither has been found, nor is there any information regarding him. Let's get you details of each of these cases reported. We're making a start first in the Kanpur kidnapping case here that has now come to the fore. A lab technician who was kidnapped from the 22nd of June and then murdered on the 26th of June. Now, 2 of the 5 arrested accused are actually the victim's former colleagues. But the case isn't just about kidnapping and murder. There is more to it, more layers to this crime here. The accused are demanding ransom, had demanded, in fact, ransom from the family, which the cops asked the family to arrange to help pay so that the police could be helped in the intervening time to nab the culprits. But the idea didn't work out. The cops failed to nab them and were able to catch the culprits only on Thursday. Let's in fact take a listen in to some of the remarks coming in on this case.
इन लोगों ने योजनाबद्ध तरीके से एक मकान किराए पर लिया, जिसमें 2 महिलाओं का भी इन्वॉल्वमेंट आया है, जिसमें से एक महिला गिरफ्तार की जा चुकी है। अपहरण करने के बाद 22 तारीख को इन्होंने अपहृत व्यक्ति को उस मकान में रखा। 26 तारीख की रात्रि में, 26 जून की रात्रि में जब अपहृत व्यक्ति ने भागने का प्रयास किया तो उसके पश्चात इन लोगों ने निर्णय लिया कि इस व्यक्ति को मार दिया जाए और 27 तारीख की सुबह ही इस व्यक्ति की इन्होंने गला दबा करके हत्या कर दी। इसके बाद नहर में इसके डेड बॉडी को इन्होंने फेंक दिया।
Well, as far as the family and the police is concerned, they have a different version regarding the ransom amount, the ransom money which was demanded from the kidnappers and murderers in this case. The family says that they have already paid 30 lakh rupees. The police here say that there was no money that was given to the kidnappers. The bag was filled with just clothes. And as per the police, arrested accused have also denied getting any money. So the family that continues to say 30 lakh, a huge amount here, which has just disappeared. The family has alleged here that it was the police themselves who has asked them to arrange for the ransom so that they could nab the culprits.
परिजनों का ये कहना था कि उन्होंने 30 लाख रुपए वो बैग में रखा था, जिस बैग में एक मोबाइल भी रखा था। अब तक परिजनों के ही हम लोग बात करते रहे हैं। अब मुलजिमानों से जब हम लोगों ने पूछताछ किया है, मुलजिमानों के द्वारा कत्ल के आरोप एक्सेप्ट किया जा रहा है, बट पैसे की बात बिल्कुल भी नहीं की। तो जो भी परिवार वालों का आरोप है, सब में हम जांच करेंगे। सीईओ के उसका जो पर्यवेक्षण की संतुष्टिपूर्ण न होने की वजह से ही उनको वहाँ से हटाया गया है और नया डिप्टी एसपी को भी वहाँ पोस्ट किया गया है और नया एसएचओ को वहाँ पोस्ट किया गया है।
Our assistant news editor Avni Raja is going to be getting us further inputs here regarding the curious case of the bag, which wasn't filled with money but with clothes. Where has the money gone? As the family says, they had paid as ransom. Avni, these are very two conflicting versions here, but it also lends some suspicion to both, not just the kidnappers but even the police, in outright denying that there was no money given at all, despite the family insisted that they arranged for this huge amount.
Yes. Yes, absolutely, Sahir. It does raise a lot of questions, and even on the police, like you pointed out. So the victim's family says that the police are the ones who had asked them to provide the ransom. They wanted to use that ransom in an effort to try and catch the culprits and try and nab the culprits. The cops then filled the ransom bag with clothes, is what the family's version, the victim's family's version says, and then also they say that the cops are the ones who let the abductors escape with the ransom. So those are some conflicting views. They're coming in even from the victim's family. But the Kanpur police, meanwhile, say that the family did not give us the ransom and that the accused did not receive the ransom and that there were only clothes in the ransom bag. So obviously, these completely conflicting views coming in. The question of the money, if at all it was there in the first place, where did it go? How did it just disappear? Right. So obviously there are a lot of questions here and absolutely no proper chain of events that can be established yet.
But Avni, has the bag in question here been recovered? Because the police and the kidnappers, they both have the same version that this was a bag with clothes and no money.
Yes, absolutely. And that is the mystery of the missing bag, if we can call it that at this point in time. So the accused essentially had demanded 30 lakhs as a ransom. Now, the police told the victim's family to go ahead and arrange for the ransom to try and set up a trap and to perhaps make it easier for them to nab the accused. So the family then threw that ransom back towards the jungle is what we're given to understand. The accused, meanwhile, deny getting either the bag or the money as well. And the cops say, on the other hand, that bag was filled with clothes and not money. But the family claims that they have lost that entire 30 lakh rupees and they blame the police for mismanagement of this entire case. And of course, the fact of where that money has in fact gone and whether or not, of course, raising the questions clearly here, whether the police was in cahoots with the accused as well.
Avni, thank you for getting us details to the case, but that's not all. The UP police, of course, has taken into account a certain part of what the family has said here, and they've acted in family's allegation that the police failed to stop the culprits escaping with 30 lakh rupees ransom there. Keeping that in mind, 4 cops, including an additional SP rank officer, have now been suspended in this case. The deceased Sanjeev Yadav's body, however, still has not been recovered. So this is a family extremely stressed. They have lost the money, but more importantly, they've already lost their loved one as well and unable to trace his mortal remains.
जब इस व्यक्ति की हत्या कर दी गई, उसके पश्चात 29 तारीख को पहली बार इन लोगों ने इनके परिजनों से फिरौती की मांग की। पुलिस ने उस समय एक जाल बिछा करके इन अपराधकर्ताओं को झांसे में लेकर के गिरफ्तार करने का प्रयास किया, किंतु किसी कारणवश वो ऑपरेशन फेल हो गया और उसमें लापरवाही के लिए तत्कालीन SHO बर्रा रणजीत राय को निलंबित भी किया गया।
Let's get you other inputs of the second case. This is of the horrifying case, CCTV images of which we've already seen, an absolute horror. The case of a journalist being murdered in Ghaziabad, and this is by miscreants whom the journalist had complained against for eve-teasing and eve-teasing his niece. Action that has been taken once again as far as the police is concerned. The station house officer of Vijayanagar Police Station has now been suspended, and this is on charges of dereliction of duty in connection with this case itself. We have with us our correspondent Alok getting us further details here. Alok, these are a string of incidents here that are exposing a very clueless, careless police. The police is also in these cases acting in against suspending their officers for dereliction of duty, but this is having no impact on ground. It is crime that continues unabated with absolute brazenness, even in this case that we see those images from the CCTV.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, if you see this case is not a one-day case. In fact, for the past several months, there was a petty fight that was happening between both the parties. That was the journalist and the other party. And in fact, there were several complaints were given to the police as well. And one of the complaints that the journalist had given that was related to the eve-teasing that happened with his niece. And despite that, that complaint was not considered properly. And earlier, Ghaziabad police had suspended the chowki in charge, who was a sub-inspector level officer. Now, the station house officer, who is the inspector, is also now suspended because they found out that there was a dereliction of duty. They did not consider the complaint seriously. This is the reason the action has been taken. But definitely, as you rightly said, the things are not coming on ground. Nothing concrete is happening, and we are seeing these kinds of string incidents where the police lapses are found out, and the police are also being suspected to be hand in gloves with the criminals as well. And definitely, these actions are now being taken. We hope that if this is happening, further these types of incidents will not happen.
But stay on with us, Alok, please, because we're tracking the third case, and this is once again from Uttar Pradesh. Once again, that's coming from Ghaziabad, of the case of a missing project manager. The family had put in a missing complaint. This was on the 22nd. He went missing on the 26th, in fact, while he was returning home, 26th of June. On the 28th of June, his car was found abandoned with blood stains, and this was away from Ghaziabad. This was in Muzaffarnagar. This was in Titawi village. Last location of Vikram, as per the phone signal, was pointed while he was just meters away from entering his own residential complex. A station house officer of the Sehani Gate Police Station has now been sent to the district lines. This is once again action against dereliction of duty for negligence in connection with the case. Alok, once again, this we are looking at a string of measures that the UP police and the UP government continues to take in multiple encounters that the government claims has helped rein in crime in UP, and now also in suspending their own officers. How far is this rot, which is refusing to show any signs of improvement on ground within the UP police force?
Well, these kinds of suspension clearly shows that nothing is changing on the ground, first of all. And if you see this case where this project manager gone missing, in fact, we were the first channel who interviewed the family members of the project manager who alleged on the police personnel that they did not consider the complaint seriously and the first time when they reached to the police station. And in fact, they did not put the message on the wireless set. And in fact, just a few hours after next day, his car was traced in Muzaffarnagar, which is around 100 kilometers away from Ghaziabad. So that if they had used the wireless set, there would have the possibility that they would have found out the missing project manager at that point in only. But unfortunately, his blood-soaked car was recovered. And these are the strings of incidents where the police had also, in fact, tried to corroborate the sequence of events, but the police station or house officer is completely failed in conducting the proper investigation. And this is the reason now the SSP Ghaziabad has decided to send him the district line.
Well, Alok, stay on with us. We're also trying to get in more voices here on this regarding a very clear sign of lawlessness that continues across the state of Uttar Pradesh, in what also points towards a careless and even more importantly, more shockingly, a clueless police force here. In many cases here, families of victims having pointed out that the police refuses to act. It refuses to budge even on simple technology that can be used in missing persons, in locating missing persons in these complaints that are filed. Alok, each time that the ruling dispensation in the state of Uttar Pradesh is asked those questions regarding the rot in the police force, they take it back to the previous government here in what happened, which was called the recruitment scam of the previous government. There has been enough time to have the new government in power in Uttar Pradesh in 2017, but that still hasn't been fixed. Is that the reason why the UP police force continues to suffer?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, if you see all these cases, there is the delay of considering the complaint. What the police does is that once you reach to the police station giving the complaint against any of the crime, police, they do not take it seriously at all. And if you see in all these three incidents, whether it's Kanpur, whether it's both the cases in Ghaziabad, initial time the lapses had happened, because once you get the complaint, you have to act immediately. But in this case, there was lapses. They did not act on time. And later after that, the way day that they conducted this whole operation of giving the money to the abductors as well. If you see in the Kanpur case, the police has also given, the family is saying that the police has asked the family
Yes.
members to arrange the money and give the money, and then they failed in reaching to the abductors as well. So now the person is also lost. His life has already gone, and the money has also gone, as per the family claims is. So definitely these are the lapses, and UP government and UP DGP has to think a lot about this and
Right.
their functioning of the lower rank officers.
Absolutely. Alok, many thanks for getting us that insight here on this. This is the latest we're getting in of the Kerala gold smuggling case now. 30 kilograms of gold from Kerala which was smuggled. Accused Swapna Suresh has alleged mental torture while in custody. So this is a big allegation that's now coming in from the accused. The court has sent all three key accused here in this to judicial custody. The court will consider bail petitions of Swapna Suresh as well as Sandeep Nair, but this is coming in much later on the 5th of August. Our correspondent Vivek getting us further inputs here. Vivek, in that allegation of mental torture, to what extent that would be taken into account right now?
Yes, Swapna Suresh has made, serious allegations against, the officials, especially the customs officials, saying that, she was mentally tortured and hence her arrest should not be marked at this point of time. But the NIA court clearly said that, the arrest will be only marked, registered later. As of now, she has been remanded till the 21st of August. And that continues in the coming days. So her arrest will be registered later as of now. As of now, her arrest has not been registered. She's been sent to judicial custody. She will be getting this, the assistance of an advocate at this point of time while questioning. She will be questioned in the presence of an advocate. But, the customs and the NIA has managed to get very serious charges and also evidences and crucial information against Swapna Suresh, Sandeep Nair and Sarit at this point of time. Even though they are just conduits, they still believe that their statements could give up more information, more details, in the further course of investigation.
Vivek, many thanks for getting us those inputs there. On that note, right here on the big story, we're slipping into a very tiny breather. Stay on with us, please. We're back in just a bit here. Let's now get you a COVID-19 update, and this is specifically on the nature of stress that the health infrastructure is facing in Maharashtra. This is in areas in and around Mumbai. And now the stress point is, as we've been reporting in the past week, this is the Mumbai metropolitan region. Now here's a worrisome observation of the rise in numbers here. It has crossed, this is specifically regarding the Mumbai metropolitan region figures, that have crossed Mumbai's COVID tally at a much faster rate than what Mumbai had reached that point. The cases rose to 1,05,300 from 52,657 within just 20 days. In fact, that is the speed with which these cases have risen in the MMR region. One of the specific cases here is the Kalyan Dombivali area, which is looking at one of the highest number of cases as far as Mumbai suburbs are concerned, in a steady rise here, while Mirror Now's team had already questioned the Maharashtra Health Minister on preparedness. On the 16th of July, they had given 1 week's time here, that preparedness of health infrastructure, of availability of beds, of ramping up testing, all of that would be done. The minister had also, in fact, admitted to certain lapses, that there should have been much more preparedness of the earlier 2 months of lockdown, in which all of this groundwork should have been done. But today, it has been over a week since that assurance had come in from Maharashtra State Health Minister here, and this is a ground check. Unfortunately, the sad reality, the government here has failed. The sole testing lab, which was supposed to be functional this week, has been delayed by another week. The reason here for this the government is still awaiting for certain approvals.
Health crisis continue in the KDMC, that's the Kalyan Dombivli Municipal Corporation, the Twin Cities, which is the worst affected currently in the MMR, that's the Mumbai metropolitan region. There were a couple of things, of course, that were being assured but is not being done on the ground level. Firstly, if you talk about a private lab, the KDMC was supposed to start its own private lab by this week, but now what we are being told that due to approvals being not really given by the ICMR or NABL yet, the lab has not started functioning yet. As you can see, it is almost ready. The setup is ready. Health staff workers have already come and they have started, doing the checks. But on the ground level, this lab has not yet started functioning. And this delay, of course, is important here to note, because right now KDMC is collecting very less samples, only about 1200 samples, which is then being sent to either Mumbai or Thane private labs. The reports that they get is only after 36 to 40 hours, which in a way delays the entire process for a COVID positive patient, right from giving a timely treatment to isolating the close contacts, the high risk contacts and all of that. But now if the lab, of course, is operational here within the corporation premises, within the limit, then of course it is important that the reports will be published within 24 hours, and that entire further processing of timely treatment, of isolating people will be really helpful. With video journalist Sachin Yeram, this is Isha Shah reporting here from Kalyan for Mirror Now.
On that note, it is a wrap here on The Big Story, but stay on with us, please. We're back in just a bit with more news and headlines for you.